Hello, everyone, and welcome to our reading for the week of December 16th to the 22nd, 2024. But know that if you are coming across this at a later date, that you are definitely still in the right place. My name is Christy, and I am super pumped to be offering this reading for you this week. But know that if some parts of it or all of it doesn't resonate, just let her go, okay? Just let her go. This reading, it's a general reading. It may or may not be for you. But one of the most exciting things about being human is that we have free will choice. So no matter what messages Spirit has for us, we always have the power to change them. All right, let's get going. Today, I feel very drawn to the power animals of the world. So essentially anchoring us here on Earth. Then I also am going to reach up into the realms of the dragons for some, and then what will happen is we'll kind of meet somewhere in the middle, anchored in Earth, and then also reaching up into the realms. And then of course, as always, I will be doing we'll consult our friends in the tarot, and I'll be doing a situation, obstacle, and advice reading today. I've been mixing it up a little bit in the readings. All right, so let's start. Okay. I want to talk about this deck first. So on the front of it is this puma, and I first saw pumas in real life in Costa Rica this summer when I was there on my honeymoon. And there was these two pumas at this sanctuary. So it wasn't a zoo, right? It was like, animals can't, they can't fend for themselves in the wild. They've been hurt. And these two guys, they were two brothers, and they were raised in captivity, like Tiger King style. And they were majestic. Like we even saw them like moving around, these like 800 pound animals. But yeah, they were surrendered because the guy probably couldn't pay the meat bill, like on that show. I am not proud of the fact that I watched it, but it was quarantine. So, we had limited options. All right, so here we go. Okay, so for the collective, which of the power animals is here for us the most this week? Oh, and it's Deer, Pathfinder. Trust your instincts to guide you through this situation. And we'll find out what this situation is very shortly. I live here in, I live in I live in, what do I call it? It's not the Pacific Northwest because that's the States. I live in southwestern British Columbia, and deer are everywhere, okay? Where I live on a peninsula, there are no deer. But if I was to drive like half an hour, they would be like in a couple different directions. They would be all over the place. And there's like people's lawns and flowers and stuff. Anyways, that's not the point of this card. But this is a very familiar animal to me. Like at we have a vacation property in the Pacific Northwest, and there's a whole bunch that live there, and they're wonderful to see, right? And here's the thing about them is they are so instinctual. Like their instincts are so strong. They're like peacefully munching grass, but then as soon as there is like a disruption or sound, they're like up and they are gone, right? Like they're bolters, right? They're not. These are flights. These aren't fighters, right? Like they don't fight. But anyways, so we're being asked this week to trust our instincts through this situation. Okay, whatever it's going to be, we'll find out. All right, next up, we have our dragon friends. I love dragons. I am Year of the Dragon in the Chinese zodiac. I've always had an affinity towards dragons, and this was one of my earlier decks that I got because of that connection that I feel very strongly, like really strongly. Okay, and it is, Deep Blue Dragon. Just like my favorite color, keeps you safe by clearing your pathway. Trust that you are protected. Walk on a path of light. Look how gorgeous this is. First of all, it doesn't have it has lots of variation. Like there's not like a ton of any color in it. I mean, I'm definitely getting that blue, that deep blue, that kind of like cobalt blue is actually like honestly my favorite. But I love this because trust that you are protected. I've been getting lots of messages this week about trusting that I'm divinely protected. I had a rough week with some personal stuff, and you know what? I trusted that everything is always working out for me, which is something I say to myself every single day. It really actually helps me get through the tough stuff because I know that I am divinely protected. So this is a reminder that, pardon me, that you are too, okay? That we all are, right? And the more that we can embrace that, the more protection we will receive. I love it. Fantastic. Okay, so let's see. So we've got trusting our instincts, trusting our instincts with deer, and then trust that we are protected. So there is a lot of trust stuff coming through here. Okay, so there's lots of trust. And I have to say, like, when it came to my spiritual development, trust was the hardest thing. Like, trust that the messages that I'm getting are actually trusting that this is actually divinely, like, it's happening, you know, with spirit, rather than me just like slaying cards and talking about what I want, right? Like being like, okay, I mean, I actually probably could pull that off, but I actually know, like, and surrendering to that and going like, yeah, okay, like, it's not just me. It's not just my human self. It's definitely not just my ego, but like the fact that my higher self is, yeah, anyways. So it's just trust. I think a lot of people are like, well, how do you just know? Like, you know, they'll say, and I used to ask these questions too. It's like, well, where's the proof? Like, what do you, like they're in that, like, I don't trust it kind of phase. And again, it took me a long time to get here. I had to go through all sorts of trials and tribulations. And actually the thing that made me trust was something called manifestation. When I started doing it very deliberately and things started coming true in my life, and I do it just every day now, just like boom, 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 right? Like it's just ingrained in me now, where I'll ask for something and anyways, and some really cool things have happened this week, but also some very difficult things have happened this week. So trust. Okay, so we're getting trust. Okay, so situation. Ooh, okay, I'll take it. Is the Three of Cups. So, I mean, it's holiday time, right? It is holiday time. I'm actually going to, this is my 6 of 6 readings, and then I'm zipping up, dressing up like Santa or some sort of, you know, Christmassy element. And I'm going off to socialize with a bunch of friends, and actually probably like 100 other Santas. So I'll take this card as my situation 100%, even though it's a little bit early. But the situation this week is that there's things to celebrate. There is a friendship. There is party time. Okay. Like, this is a very beautiful social card, and permission. Like, the situation is that there will be opportunities to socialize. I've got my work thing on Monday, right? So yes, very much so. So again, like, spirit, here we are. All right. Now, obstacle. Oh, for real? Cracks me up. I think I have to like start like I did that with the first one, but okay, right? I'll draw them off the top so you can see that I legit, like, I don't have this planned out. Like, this is spirit, right? Going like, okay, so our obstacle this week is the Hermit. Now, the Hermit is about spending time alone. So, but like, you know, but it's alone for introspection, right? It's like, it's about going up to the top of the mountain and being there by yourself and finding enlightenment. But eventually we have to like come back down off the mountain, right? We're not going to go up there and be a solo monk, you know, and just stay up there. I mean, maybe 1 out of every 10 million people will do that, but most of us know. Okay. So the obstacle this week is this, tendency to pull back, to hermit, and we need the balance, right? We need the balance. Most people need I'm very extroverted, okay? I get, so the main difference, like, a lot of people think that, oh, introverts are shy and extroverts are not. That's not true. It's all about energy, right? So if you're introverted, it means that you typically lose energy when you're around other people, and an extrovert gains energy when they are around other people. So this is why I love my work as a therapist, and I love working in schools, because I'm around people all the time, and I actually really enjoy young people. I enjoy teenagers. Most people don't. I really do. Anyways, so the obstacle is this like a need to kind of like hermit up a little bit. All right. And that is okay, right? Like, we need the balance, but definitely situation is that we've got that going on. Okay. And trust. Okay. Trusting that it's all going to be okay. All right. So my last one. Okay. And what I say was advice, right? Okay, here we go. Page of Swords. You know what? Usually I clarify the pages, but I'm not going to this time. Okay, so the Page of Swords is all about curiosity. Okay, so if you are feeling like you need to hermit, okay, there is, oh, woo, okay. Whenever I get a download, I get shivers, and like a big one, and I just had one, and I just love it. It's like it's a part of my development. It's a newer thing that's happening, and it's exciting to me because some people get like ringing in their ears, or they get like a little whatever. I get the shivers, so very cool. Okay, here is my best advice, and Spirit's telling me to tell it in social situations. Okay, The advice is to be curious about other people. If you don't like small talk, okay, which a lot of people don't, the easiest way to make small talk is literally to ask the other person questions about themselves, right? People often will, if they're prompted, they really enjoy talking about themselves in little ways. And so ask them what they, just ask them, like, obviously not like deeply personal questions, because you are like in a social situation, right? So the best thing you can do is to move through like some social anxiety that you might be having, is to literally don't focus on yourself and ask other people. First of all, they'll like you for it, right? Like, people like it when you invite them to talk about themselves. And this is a card of curiosity 100%. So to sum up, everybody, we need to, this week, trust our instincts, right? Trust our instincts, trust spirit. There's invitations, there's partying going on, that's our situation. Kind of this urge to hermit is our obstacle. But if you're having that urge to hermit, maybe you're feeling a little bit anxious about this, whatever social stuff is going on, the answer is always be curious and verbally, right? Like talk and be curious, ask questions, and everything will go just fine. All right, I love it. Great reading for everybody this week. Get out there, have a good time, be safe, and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.